What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nate Motivation with another tutorial here for you. I'm here with my client, John. John, let the people know who you are, man.
Yes, sir. I'm John, the owner of Real Tampa, LLC.
Find him on all platforms, especially Instagram. The man keeps us up to date with
sir.
city news, with city businesses. When I moved to Tampa, for those of you that don't know me, I'm not originally from Tampa. So when I got plugged into this community, I had to get plugged into the people that provided me the information I needed to get out here and network, get out here and meet people. And this gentleman's page is actually what helped me navigate me through the city to let me know what was going on. This is my first time meeting him. He knows about our brand. He's been knowing about our brand. Him and Chris Baggio go way back. We're excited to go ahead and just tell you about the journey, tell you a little bit more about John and what he got going on while providing some value with this haircut, man. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
First things first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just comb his hair out. Good thing for my client, he did me the favor of he actually washed his hair. When you go to my booking link, I actually have that as part of one of the prerequisites, is making sure that the clients wash their hair, they're not coming in with product in their hair. A, it could damage the overall look of the haircut. B, it could damage your clippers, letting those products get inside your clipper blades. But more importantly, you wanna provide the client the most satisfying results. And in order to do that, they gotta make sure they're prepped correctly. It's just like cooking a good food, right? You gotta make sure you have the ingredients to the food in order to make the meal, right? So one of the main ingredients for me when it comes to cooking up these fire cuts, right, is making sure that my clients are well prepped. So washing their hair to me is important, especially when you're chopping someone's hair down, like we will be doing today. So as I'm combing his hair though, I'm identifying his growth pattern. My guy already expressed to me that he wants to be more of a wavelength up top. So I wanna make sure that I don't have any surprises when it comes to his cowlick area. So as I'm combing it, I'm looking to identify where his cowlicks are, if he has one, if he has two. Some people have multiple cowlicks. So you just wanna keep that in mind. So that's what I'm looking for as I'm combing his hair out. Once I get his hair nice and combed out, I'm gonna go ahead and start the process of knocking his hair down. So John, real quick, as I'm doing this, you from Tampa, born and raised?
Yeah. Tampa General Hospital, man.
Oh, you a Tampa General baby?
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, that's what's up.
Yes, sir.
How old are you now?
I'm 35.
35 years young. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and go with my number 2 guard all the way open. All right, knock it down, because I can always take off more hair. I can't add any back on, with knowing that I'm always gonna start off with a higher guard and work my way down. So Tampa native, you got any siblings?
Oh yeah, man. I got, cause I got sisters in Georgia.
Okay.
And I got sisters that's in Tampa that's still here. So I got like 4 sisters. And I got 2 brothers. One is in Hernando and one lives in Tampa.
So where do you fall in that line? Middle, oldest, youngest?
I'm the oldest boy. And I'm the second oldest.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm one of 5 kids myself, and I'm the second oldest. Guys, as you see what I'm doing, I'm shielding his head. All right, last thing you want is your client to be uncomfortable. So doing the small things is gonna make a difference. As I'm knocking his hair down, right, I'm shielding his face from hair. Like, is hair gonna get on his face? Yeah, but not as much as he would had I not put my hand in just to catch the bulk of hair that's coming off, all right? And again, I'm just following his growth pattern. What high school?
I went to Freedom and Armwood.
Armwood. So you a Hawk. Yeah. You was there when it was winning all them state championships?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Class of what?
07.
07.
Yeah.
07. Okay.
Definitely.
That's what's up. Did you play ball yourself?
I tried out for the team, got on the team a little bit, and ended up stopped playing. I never was one of the state champions.
Okay. It's all good, but you was there. You was there to enjoy the excitement. Graduated high school. What was the road that you took straight out of high school, man?
I went to ACC in Ybor.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting inspired by one of my cousins, rest in peace, Willette. She would always talk about FAMU, and her father, which is my older cousin, went to FAMC, that predates FAMU. You know, they put the whole, you should be going to a university, if you really want to go into computer engineering. They started, you know, giving me the whole spiel. And I had a friend named Lance who was going to FAMU. So we all just left. Yeah, I went to FAMU and never looked back.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Guys, as you can see back here, I was just identifying his cowlick area. You gotta understand the growth pattern. This part of his hair was going this way, this going that way, and this going down. To avoid giving your client a bald spot, you wanna make sure you cut the swirl, the cowlick area correctly. So that's what's up. So you go to FAMU, what did you go to study?
Computer engineering.
Computer engineering? That's what's up. So let me go ahead and just give you a peek real quick.
I think this is straight.
Or did you want to be able to lay it down a little bit more? If we're going back to what you wanted before as far as wavelength, I would recommend going down maybe 1 more notch to
go up. Go up.
All right.
No.
Cool, say nice. And again, that's important, guys. Whenever you're talking to your clients, all right, remember what they told you in the beginning and just give them a reference. Like, hey, listen, remember you did say, or remember you were looking for.
Yeah, I appreciate
all right,
that.
just kind of guide them through the process of getting the look that they're looking for. To me, I like to play with my guys here in the barbershop. We're not barbers, we're image consultants, right? Our job is to listen to the client, see what they're looking to get as their end result, and you guide them through that process of getting there, all right? Suggestions is always key. At the end of the day, the client's gonna get what they want though, not what I want. All I can do is suggest. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead with my 1.5 guard close and go ahead and continue that process. Just knocking down the top. I know I knocked it down all the way around to begin with, and that was because I wanted to debulk the hair, but I know I'm gonna be doing the fade on the side. And I know some of you guys may be wondering, why am I using a comb instead of a brush? In the beginning, when I'm debulking, I like to use a comb because it raises the hair up. It raises coarse hair up so you can cut it down. When brushing it, you're forcing the hair down. So I'd rather wait till I get done cutting it to my desired length, and then I'll go back to using the brush. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and take my FX1 rose gold trimmer. I'm gonna go ahead. He wants a medium to high fade, so I'm gonna start it right in the middle of his C cup, right below his corner of his sidebar. Start my ball line here and keep it even all the way around. Some people prefer to punch their line in. So graduate computer engineering, get out of school. What led you to start Real Tampa? The page, I believe I checked this morning, you're at about 300,000 followers on Instagram. And so for the people that don't know what Real Tampa is, as far as your social media following,
I have to correct you on a couple of things there. I had to come home. That's what switched everything because I couldn't finish. I'm actually 10 classes away from graduating. My mom became very ill. On that process of basically going home, I started Real Tampa. Because I knew I would be home and I love my city always.
You had to come home and you started Real Tampa.
Yeah.
How did you even come up with the idea? Like, what was your initial thought behind Real Tampa?
I was inspired by Gil Scott, rest in peace. And I took that real thing and I got it from him and I turned it to Real Tampa. But I was gonna tell the real history. I was gonna give the real facts.
Because it can only go based off of what they'd heard or what someone else said about Tampa.
Yeah, all they know is Bucks, Florida man stuff.
Facts.
And that killed me. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make a page letting y'all know, what's the real Tampa.
Clipper all the way open with my Babyless FX1 clipper. All right, I like to keep my guidelines about a finger's width, all right, at least. Again, I'm gonna do the left side first, right side, and then the back, and then I'll start focusing on one side at a time.
It's been running since 2013, so it's 11 years.
11 years now?
Yeah, it's about to be 12 January 5th.
12. Now, is that something you do full time now, or is that something that you just do as a hobby?
I do have a job that I do work, but it's like hobby, part-time job.
Oh yeah. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and drop my lever in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead, I like to take my initial guideline out right away. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just come right underneath here. As you can see, he does have a little stain. He did make me aware that he did dye his hair prior. So here we are halfway down. Go right underneath that guideline we just set.
Now, what can I do about those things?
Really nothing, just washing your hair. I'm gonna put some alcohol on the side to try to rub off some of it.
Okay,
but it just comes with the dye. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're dyeing your hair, but you're also dyeing your scalp.
What's the best dye you think?
I heard of this one called Simpler.
Okay.
My boy shout out to S Crab Blends on that. He found it. I've recommended it to other barbers. I've seen him use it, and it was good. I've never personally used it though, but anyone I recommended it said they had good things to say about it because it actually dyes the hair. It don't do too much dyeing of the skin.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah. So guys, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and drop all the way down to my last. I like an open, middle, close technique to get out my ball line. So I'm gonna go ahead with my number one guard all the way open. Gonna set my next guideline up. So yeah, I didn't even think of it in that matter of you actually helping people get connected because they've lost contact with certain people or moved out the area.
Yeah, cause it's like, cause when I originally started, it was pure history. But then I had to make it more funny, so I added more memes, but then my memes turned up when Tom Brady moved here. See,
Yeah. I'm from Tampa, man.
Yeah. I'm the one who made the memes with the dreads and the golds and making them.
And that was
making them
All right, guys, I'm going with the 1.5 real quick, and I'm gonna knock down this guideline and soften it up. Sometimes you gotta do that. Again, remember I told you I did the 1.5 all the way around close, but I kept it at the parietal. Well, I missed it a little bit. I had to go ahead and knock down a little bit more so we could get that more fluid transition when it comes to our fade. Now I'm gonna take the one all the way open, and I'm gonna go right over that 1.5 line that I softened up so I can start fading into that. When it comes to coarse hair, sometimes you gotta fade down going with the grain. Some people like going against the grain. I like to switch it up, especially when I'm trying to control the gradients of my fade. I don't want my fade to get too high. And I feel as though if I keep going against the grain, I'm gonna end up chasing it to where it's too high. That's not what I want. So this helps me prevent going too high on my fade. Now this is the one all the way closed. And then guys, as you can see, that harsh guideline that was once there is no longer there, providing me a nice area to transition this fade into. So because I went all the way open, now I'm gonna drop it halfway and go right underneath that. And you can see how that fade is now tying into itself. So Tom started reposting your stuff, Mike started reposting your stuff, so that started giving you some traction.
I'm gonna keep it real, that gave me all my traction. It was me getting on Fox 13 with Kelly Ring.
Okay, when that happened?
I think that 2019, because it's been so, 2020, 2019 started getting blurry for some reason. Yeah, when Kelly put me on, shout out to Kelly Ring, she's now retired. Before she retired, and she had gave me heads up, she was.
And I don't know if this is your case, I said sometimes, as young entrepreneurs, I feel as though you can share a lot of similarities on this. Sometimes we get away from the main thing, thinking that we got to become a little bit more flashier with things, or we got to start doing a little bit more extra when, in actuality, man, shout out to Chris Bosio on this, man. Sometimes if you just stay consistent enough with the thing that actually works, although it may not be going as fast as you want, consistency has a way of rewarding itself.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the same steps on this side, on the opposite side. We're gonna do more of getting to know his story and less of instructions, but follow along. Same steps we did on that side, we'll do on this side. So your passion for your family's history is what sparked the passion. What kept that passion alive though, the one to keep something like Real Tampa? Because I've seen a lot of people kind of start pages, but kind of lose passion, kind of just fold it. You know what I mean? I know some of the viewers kind of been there. Sometimes they feel as though they gotta separate their real life from their social pages, whereas, I did that in the beginning, and I had to learn that, especially in this industry that I'm in barbering, it's more of a customer service-based industry,
right?
That people want to know who you are. People, actually want to get to know the person, not just the businessman.
What kept me to keep going was the people that come up to me and tell me like, man, that's beautiful, because you gotta understand, man, I have tons of videos and pictures of Tampa I've bought. I've surpassed the library. The library does not have the pictures I need because I need intersections that they don't have. And when I was talking to the head dude, Rodney Powell of the Tampa Bay History Center, which he loves my page as well, he was like, man, you found pictures that we don't even have. And that's my passion, because the thing about it is, like, when you're buying this stuff, you gotta go to real estate sales. You gotta be on eBay. You gotta be going to people's house when they having like
yard sales.
Yard sales.
And you gotta know where to, right?
You gotta know where to go. I cover white history, black history, Sicilian history, Italian history, Spanish history of Tampa. Because if you're not gonna wanna know everybody's history, you're kinda like missing out. You're kind of missing out a chapter of a book.
You just don't know what you don't know, but you'll never know unless you try to look for it.
Yeah, you gotta look for it. You gotta look for it. And when I started looking for it, man, I just bought an album the other day, 1920s Tampa.
Woo!
I got like, oh man, timeless pictures. I don't even know what to do with them.
So what's next? You've been in business 12 years now, but what's next for the page? Like, what do you feel like you have on the horizon? Because I feel as though you got a great following right now.
Basically time traveling, basically like putting myself inside of the video I have. I had a lot of 90s Tampa of like people just going throughout Tampa and just walk around looking at people,
Now, my question always to you, were you a photographer once upon a time, or are you just obtaining these photos through possible other photographers?
Both. I've always been like a person who loved photos and took pictures. And I've done photography work, but a lot of those old photos from like the club, that never was me.
Okay, see, that's what I thought. I'm like, dang, this man was outside. To have all these pictures, I'm like, yo, you must have been the go-to photographer for these clubs back in the day.
Because you gotta understand, I was outside. That's the funny thing about posting these pictures. I know who's popular. I know what was the look of that time because that's my time. And I was outside, so I know the clubs. And I'm cool with a lot of photographers from that time. So it's nothing for someone to say, hey bro, I got 12,000 photos of green iguana in 2007. You want them?
That's great.
Bet. I'm not burnt out on those pictures. I have too many pictures.
Yeah, so you really, and I think you only post like maybe 5 to 10 max at a time. So yeah, that's very strategic on your part, man.
Yeah,
Do you have a
man.
YouTube channel at all, or is it all just Instagram?
I have a YouTube, but it has like old content on it. I'm actually making the content now.
Comb his hair down. We already have the mousse inside of his hair. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a hot towel to lay his hair down. You ever had this done before?
I think one time before.
One time. Just a little hat, guys. You ain't gotta leave it on but about 30 seconds so you can lay it down. And you're gonna see the difference it makes on just how his hair is flat down. All the hairs that are sticking up can lay down so I can give him a sharp, crispy lineup. Like he got some baby waves already. Look at that, already. You can definitely tell the difference, guys, as far as how his hair is laying down now. When I'm giving a lineup, I like to, especially when a first-time client, I like to identify the highest recession point. Highest recession point meaning, what's the highest point of the hairline? And clearly looking at it, this is his highest recession point. All right, he still has some hair that's filled in over here. When I'm doing my lineup, I like to work from the middle to the highest recession point. Then come back to the middle, to the other side. If I have any hair sticking up right here, this tool, back in the day, we used to have to put a razor on a comb in order to do this. But shout out to Babyless Pro, providing you with a comb where you can knock down these little hairs that kind of stand straight up. So that way it provides you a crispier lineup. And typically it's with people that have waver hair, where sometimes they have a wave at the very front of their hairline. And this will basically knock down those hairs for you. We are gonna make it somewhat congruent and smooth as possible so that way we can provide him the sharpness that he's looking for. All right, so starting in the middle, I'm gonna plant my first guideline for the lineup. And remember, you can always take off more hair, so don't be such in a rush to get it perfect right away. Half of my braid is on the line that I just lined up. The other half is going to where I need it to go. As you can see, I have the line here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to the point. I'm not gonna take him all the way up to his hairline is receding very slightly, right? But I'm not gonna go all the way up to where there's only hair. I'm gonna come right underneath it to give it the illusion that it has hair there, or without pushing his line back too much. Then I don't push my trimmer in. I like to stamp and push away. Stamp, pull away. Stamp, pull away. And once I establish my line, then I'll clean the excess hair by pushing to that line. Just a little tip when it comes to lining up. Put half of your blade on what you just cut and the other half on what you want to cut to stay as consistent as possible when it comes to your lineups. And that holding spray actually allows me to see a little bit of an ash line, all right, to stay consistent. Punch, pull away. All right, and we're almost there, just a little bit more and we're good. All right, guys, after consulting with my client, he doesn't normally do enhancements. All right, he's a busy man, washes his face regularly. But after educating him and letting him know, hey, listen, this could last just like your lineup does, or just like when you shave your face, right? Very similar to with the enhancements, all right? The enhancement is gonna provide him a nice, sharp look so that way he can have whenever he's going to go talk to potential people that he wants to buy pictures from or anything like that. It just gives him that added extra crispiness to present himself in a more professional demeanor. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with my Beam Team compressor and my Sean Cut Chair clutch card. I like to do a couple sprays, remove the card, look back, see how dark it's got. One thing that's very unique about our color enhancement is that you can layer it to get your desired darkness look that you're looking for, all right? All right, guys, going in with my 245 shade gel made with vitamin E and aloe vera. All right, just giving the customer that nice, you know, smooth shave, not needing a lot. I like to use my offhand thumb to kind of tighten the skin and just provide that crispiness to the lineup. All right, I'm going right to that line.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Yeah.
had to get you right, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Now I gotta wait till my facial hair grow.
Hey, we'll get your beard right now. There's some nice oil sheen on there at the end, guys. Give him one more brush and get him out of here, man.
Sure.
But I appreciate you, man. Again, for those of you guys that didn't catch the beginning, go follow my boy John at Real Tampa. Again, that's at Real Tampa. If you want to get caught up on Tampa's history, if you want to know where to go to, if you want to know what's popping, all right, you want to go ahead and just get connected with this man's page, man.
Sure.
I appreciate your story, man. Thank you so much. It was good to get to know you, man, and look forward to seeing you again.
You already.
All right.
Peace.